Dream Factory. This is Nivedita Shanmugam. Today, our guest of the show is Mrs. Jyoti Saxena, who is an author, a mindset coach, and a social worker who has just founded her training and consultancy co in Mind Impact. Ma'am, would you like to describe about yourself?
You have already said so much about me, Nivedita. It's such a wonderful evening, and I'm so happy to meet you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'm from India, and I'm an author. Very recently, like in January, my first book got published, and I'm also a social worker and NLP trainer. So this is all about me. I like to change. I like to work on people's perspective and mindset. That's what I like to do. And I
Thank
like
you,
to
ma'am.
empower them.
Thank you, ma'am. Today's first question is about the topic body language. So, what is body language that everyone is talking about?
Well, Nivedita, you see, communication involves verbal communication. We also communicate in writing. And then there is non-verbal communication. So body language is non-verbal communication, right? Your body postures, the way you sit, the way you stand, the body gestures, your hand movements, your eye movements, all this come under body language. Even like the distance that you maintain while speaking to someone, how close or how far you are. So all this comes under body language.
Thank you, ma'am. So, what is important about body language to us?
So have you ever noticed that, when even if you're meeting someone for the first time, sometimes you really feel connected to the other person.
Yes.
And at times you don't feel so much connected, right? So this happens because, the body language is very, very important, when you are trying to connect with somebody. It helps in establishing a rapport with the other person. So that's why body language is very important. Your even, the speed of your spoken words, the speech, and the way your tone, the tempo, everything comes under body language.
Yes.
And your facial expressions. Yeah. So they convey a lot more. The studies show that body language conveys almost, say, 93% of the communication. Only 7% is the spoken part.
Yes, ma'am.
So body language is very, very important when it comes to establishing rapport, when it comes to establishing trust with the other person.
Thank you so much for explaining it so beautifully, ma'am. What is the importance of secret language of attraction?
Secret language of attraction. See, we're talking about the body language here. The
Yes.
non-verbal cues, they are more important, and they convey a lot more than the spoken words. In fact, before we confess that we like someone or we are interested in someone, our body language actually expresses far more, So the smile and the longer eye contacts, the physical proximity or the flipping of hair and fidgeting. These things, they convey more than the spoken words. So yes, body language plays a very crucial role, and it's quite important as far as attraction is concerned, as far as any kind of communication is concerned.
Yeah, ma'am. So for teenagers, this body language plays a huge crucial part. So how does it help them identify with what is in good situations and in the bad situations?
So teenage is the time when, the physical attraction starts. It's the time when the teenagers get attracted to the people of opposite sex. So in this, body language plays a major role. And if the person is interested, they will have more open body language. But in case they are getting intimidated and they are not interested in the signals and the cues sent by the opposite person, the teenagers can very well show a closed body language. They can keep their arms crossed, and they can avoid the eye contact. They can do more fidgeting to show that they are not comfortable with what the other person is trying to show, the physical cues the other person is sending, so they can show that. So with their closed body language, they can avoid those kind of contacts if they are not interested.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, that was a very important thing that you told us. So, ma'am, if you could you please elaborate it in Hindi too?
You want me to explain that in Hindi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. तो जो ये टीन एज होती है, उस समय आप जो है वो विपरीत सेक्स, जो ऑपोजिट सेक्स है, उसकी तरफ आकर्षित होते हैं ज्यादा। और आपको जो बॉडी लैंग्वेज के थ्रू फिजिकल साइंस मिल रहे होते हैं, फिजिकल क्यूज मिल रहे होते हैं, जैसे कि आप जो ऑपोजिट सेक्स है, दूसरा पर्सन है, वो आपको ज्यादा देर तक देखेगा, या स्माइल ज्यादा करेगा, या आपके पास आने की कोशिश करेगा, आपको टच करने की कोशिश करेगा। ऐसे में अगर आपको ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज क्यूज के बारे में पता है, आप अपना अगर इंटरेस्ट शो करना चाहते हैं, तो आपकी जो बॉडी लैंग्वेज होगी वो भी ज्यादा खुली होगी। आप खुले तौर पे आप भी सेम सिग्नल्स उसको देंगे सामने वाले को। लेकिन अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है उसमें, तो आप अपनी बॉडी लैंग्वेज को क्लोज रखेंगे। आप अपनी जो बाहें हैं उसको इस तरीके से रखेंगे। आप ज्यादा देर तक उस व्यक्ति को देखेंगे नहीं, आई कांटेक्ट से बचेंगे। आप हाथों को कुछ इस तरीके से करेंगे, या किसी और चीज से आप फिजिट करेंगे, ताकि आप जो है उसको ये दिखा सके कि आपको उसमें कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा, आप उससे बचने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज का अगर हमें पता हो, तो ये चीजें हम कर सकते हैं, और हमारे टीनेजर्स भी कोई भी खराब सिचुएशन से थोड़ा सा अपने आप को बच सकते हैं, वो अलर्ट हो सकते हैं और अपने आप को बचा सकते हैं उस सिचुएशन से।
Thank you. What is the new body language that is used in this technology? Or using this technology?
So yes. So nowadays there's a lots of the online chats on social media, and we are using different applications, right? So so there is a new form of body language which is called the digital body language. So now here, like, we are not talking face to face, rather we are texting a person, we are sending message. So digital body language will include emoticons or emojis that we normally call them. It will also include the frequency of messages. It will include the response time, how much a person is taking to respond to a certain message, how frequently the person is responding, or who is the first one to start the chat or the conversation. All these things come under digital body language. And emojis that we use, this is because we always need that visual cue, so that's the reason, instead of writing the whole thing, if we send one emoji to communicate, it will convey the message better.
Yes.
And that's why, it's just to use the visual cue. Actually, it's just to use the visual cue and to express, to emote our message in a better way. That's why we use emojis. And there are certain researches being done, and they show that there's a lot of impact of digital body language if on people, on the probable matches, whether they want to continue or whether they want to be in a relationship or not. They actually, they pay a lot of emphasis on this digital body language. How frequently the person is responding, what kind of emojis are being sent to you,
Yes.
how long you're taking, whether you're responding to my message very soon or you're taking a long time. All these things, will be considered if, we want to continue, we want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
So digital body language is definitely, catching up.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for wonderfully explaining all this to us, ma'am, about the body language, which plays a crucial part for not only me or the teenagers, but everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful interview.
Thank you so much, Nivedita. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
If you like this video, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe.